So this lady asks, this black lady, are white women really that scared of black women? And I'm going to say yes. And this is my opinion as a white woman who is 53 years old and has lived in the South in Georgia in my entire life.
I realized that this girl would go into my room whenever I was at work or I was at home and try on my wigs and try on my clothes. And how I know that is that I would leave my stuff in one place, and when I come,
how would you like your compliments? Because I guess at this point, us white women are going to need to know the correct words to use.
When I tell y'all white women tears are one of the most dangerous things for people of color, I fucking mean it. So today
said, don't worry, Alyssa, I don't think that you exactly fit the profile of who they're looking for. Like, babe, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but I am the profile. To a T.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny.
So this lady asks, this black lady, are white women really that scared of black women? And I'm going to say yes. And this is my opinion as a white woman who is 53 years old and has lived in the South in Georgia in my entire life. But it's not being scared, but it's a fear. And it's not a physical fear. It is the mental fear. It is what we see in you and what we see you doing and how it challenges us and the fear of that. So we see black women and we see how strong you are. We see you coming together as a community. We see you supporting each other. We see you supporting your community, supporting your families, supporting your children, going out and fighting for your rights, being authentic in your race and in your femininity. Anyway. And we're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination that we have been suppressed by our entire lives. And I'm not giving white women a pass, don't get me wrong, but I know I and most women have been told, white women have been told our entire lives, be quiet, know your place, be a good girl, don't rock the boat, don't be too much. And when you are any of those things, you are ostracized because you have rocked their boat. And that is what black women are. You rock our boat, our mental boat, because you challenge us to look at how we are deficient and not living in our truth, and it makes us uncomfortable. And people don't like to be uncomfortable. And it makes us start to question ourselves, and people don't like to question themselves. We would rather live in our little bubble of white supremacy and what we know and comfortableness. I know that's not a word. Than a lot of people would, white women would, rather than challenge themselves to grow and know more, because it's easy. Doing the work is hard. It's really hard. I've been doing the work the past several years, and it's hard. It is hard admitting some truths about yourself and some truths about yourself as a white woman. So yeah, I think that white women are scared of black women because you challenge us in that way, and a lot of us don't like it. And that's why we fear you. It's because we fear what you make us face.
Wear braids or wear native African clothes. If we go and have an aggressive tan, we are never going to be questioned. That's white privilege. And that's why we can freely copy black women for everything they naturally are and reap benefits and even get praised on top of what another person's discrimination is all about. So how can we comfortably sit and be like, I'm wearing braids because it's only hair? No, it's not only hair. It's another person's daily struggle because it's their culture and they're not free to express it. Meanwhile, you, Karen, and you, Becky, you go out, wear the braids, get praises, and absolutely do nothing against the discrimination black women go through. That's the acceptance of compliments. That's when we are getting those compliments without correcting that, oh, thank you. This is actually a black hairstyle. This is actually, we are not even ready to question our own white privileges. That's why we are labeling it only hair, so that we can comfortably culturally appropriate another person's identity. We are using these statements to make ourselves comfortable while we know that we are doing the wrong thing. We know, deep down we know, we just don't want to say it out because we want to reap the benefits.
Do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still gonna be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. That's just why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place, is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is. But with that nigga nose, it can only be niggas.
This is actually true, and they know a lot more about us than we know about ourselves. Well, not me, but if you hate a group of people so much, I mean, at this point, it's giving admiration, because you hate a group of people so much for no reason. That is the reason why, like, I don't take racism seriously. And I'm gonna tell you a little secret. When white people realize that what they say, the racial slurs or whatever that they say that is supposed to be racist, you don't take it seriously, they get upset. Why are you upset? Why? Because I don't take it to heart. Because I realize that if you have any brain cells in your brain, you know that race doesn't matter. Why are you upset? That I don't take your white woman tears personally, because I realize that it's not really me, it's you. I had to experience it to realize that they know more about most black people than they.
White women telling me, I love your hair, it's so fun. I don't get.
How would you like your compliments? Because I guess at this point, us white women are going to need to know the correct words to use. So tell me.
I will say this once and then I will say it a fucking again, but upper middle class teenage white girls are some of the biggest kleptos around. And I will never forget when I was in college, I was taking a consumer behavior class and I was talking about how when I go into a store, sometimes even if I don't want anything, I'll buy something so that I don't walk out empty-handed and look like I stole something. And my professor said, don't worry, Alyssa, I don't think that you exactly fit the profile of who they're looking for. Like, babe, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but I am the profile. To a T, I am the fucking profile. Why do you think there's so many cameras in the makeup sections at Walmart and Target? Right? It's not because a bunch of black men are going hitting licks on all the blush palettes. Victoria's Secret may as well be called Five Finger Discount. At this point, they should just rebrand. Like, I transferred schools when I was in high school and I joined the cheer squad. And these girls invited me out shopping with them. So I was trying to impress them. I'm trying to make new friends. So I spent like over $80 on underwear. And as soon as we walked out of the store, they were like, hey, can we see your bag for a sec? And then just unloaded underwear from their pockets. I'm talking each girl must have had like 20 pairs of underwear that they stole from and I was pretty innocent, so this scared the shit out of me. But then I started seeing it everywhere. Like, it's I am the profile, babe. It's me. I'm the profile.
Yep. Remember, I told you all there's a reason that I don't really feel comfortable around white folks, and I don't really have any white friends, because last time I had one, I really had one. You know, we went to Walmart and he stole something, and I almost got sent to jail because they thought I was an accomplice to him. I had no idea. Unbeknownst to me, had no idea what he was doing. I'm just in the store looking for something that I needed, and then get stopped at the front of the store because he decided to steal something. I will walk into a store with a purpose. I don't just browse stores. I will go in there with a purpose, and I will buy something because I know that somebody's either watching me, or I don't want somebody watching me and thinking that I'm going to steal something.
When I tell y'all white women tears are one of the most dangerous things for people of color, I fucking mean it. So today I went to get my second dose of the COVID vaccine with my friend. And this white lady walked past us and she was like, go back to your country, go back to China. And usually I would just ignore it and like walk away. But I'm fucking tired of letting white people get away for saying like racist ass shit and thinking they won't have to deal with the consequences. So I turned around and I was like, say that shit to my face. And she was like, get away from me. And I was like, pull up your fucking mask. And she was like, what? I was like, pull up your fucking mask if you're so scared of fucking COVID. Pull up your fucking mask and wear it properly. Keep in mind, she was the one that said some racist ass shit first. But she has the audacity to be like, I'll put you in jail. I'll put you in jail. Like, go ahead, bitch. If you're gonna put me in jail, I might as well beat your fucking ass while I'm at it. Stop thinking you can be racist and not get your ass beat for it.
I've seen people act shocked that there are white women who aid in the harassment of black women for black male validation. And here's the thing. Most white women don't have any loyalty to any woman but themselves. And a lot of times, not even themselves, because many white women see other white women as competition and have internalized misogyny. And I'm not saying every single white woman is like that, because I do have white female friends, but a lot of times they don't have any loyalty to you. So as a black woman especially, you should not expect white women to be loyal to you, because they are misogynistic and they are racist. And that's okay. You don't need people like that in your lives. I knew this since high school.
Guys, I really don't care how this sounds, but this is not an attack on white women. This is simply in defense of women of color. Please be careful when it comes to jealous white women. From what I've noticed, jealous white women are some of the most vicious, scary, and downright violent personalities out there. People can talk about jealous black women, people can talk about jealous women, but when someone is used to having something their way for so long, it's almost like a spoiled child getting, like separated from their Xbox, or like not getting sweets, or not getting to stay up, or something like that. It's like they haven't done this emotional work needed to, suppress, or I guess express, or understand their jealousy and where it's coming from. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a white woman and you're listening to this, please do the work necessary to understand where your jealousy towards women of color who are successful or pretty or have something good going for them, where that's coming from, because it is negatively affecting women of color, especially black women. Because the narrative has always said that black women are supposed to be the best friend in movies. They're supposed to be the supporting characters. They're not supposed to be the main character. So when a lot of, I notice, white women, there's an internalized sort of misogyny there, but it's also racism, at its core, systemic racism, because movies have always portrayed white women, white people as the saviors, as the protagonists, as the main character. So when you see a person of color, oftentimes when you see a black woman especially winning, you don't know how to react, because you have been taught that this is not the way things should go. So I'm not trying to be aggressive or whatever, I'm trying to give it to you straight. And black women, be careful. If you work with white women who you can tell are jealous of you, don't really show them what's going on. Don't tell them. Honestly, if you notice they're on that side of being jealous, I'm not saying be reserved, but just, tread lightly, because you don't want them to implode and do, commit something or do something very, damaging to you, your career, your reputation, your health, your mental health. So beware, guys, beware.
So why do black women want to be like white women?
Oh, nah, you got that all fucked up. I thought white women wanted to be like black women, goddamn.
No. So when I look around, I don't see white women with afro wigs on their head. I see black women with like straight hair blonde wigs on their head. I'm trying to see why, black women want to be like white women. Do you know?
Black women do not want to be like white women. We are trendsetters. White women want to be like us.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure.
Okay. Have you seen, blonde wigs on like...
Yeah, 613. I wear some myself. I know.
So why do you guys do this?
Because we can.
So what is the problem with just the natural hair?
Because I paid for it. It's my hair.
But I mean, what is wrong with just wearing your natural hair?
I can wear that too. I can do it all.
Do you do all, or do you just? Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess we're not really going to get anywhere because she's not going to agree with us.
Nothing to agree with. You think black women want to be like white women?
It does seem so, yeah.
Then you're a coon.
I'm a coon, ma'am. What race do you think I am?
A coon.
A coon? That's not a race. Am I black or white?
A coon.
Ma'am, I'm very much white, so I can't be a coon.
You're a coon.
This is my experience as a black woman experiencing this thing. And I want to share that with other black women and women of color experiencing similar things. You know, I'm not a black woman, but I do relate to some of the things that you're saying. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, totally. And I can see that.
I have something to say.
Huh? I have something to say. Oh, she's walking up. She's walking up. What do you know about being a woman of color, being a black woman? What do you have to say about that?
I mean, when you put it like that, ain't I a woman?
So, anyways, yeah, like we were saying,
And this
right?
is why we'll never progress. Okay,
Our
unbelievable.
experience. Completely different what they
I'm
talking
an
about.
ally.
Yeah.
I'm BLM.
I know this to be fact, so let me tell you. I used to have this white roommate, right? And we also had a Spanish girl roommate, and her and I got really, really close. Actually, all three of us got really close. But the white woman, you could tell she had underlying racist going on, you know? Even though her sister had children with a black man, and all of her nieces and nephews were half black. And her mom seemed nice, but not all the time. Anyways, so when we used to live together, we were somewhat close, but never close enough where we'd go to like lunch or anything like that. But we lived together for like 3 years, and this girl would always go into my room because for some reason the doors that we had did not have the lock from, like, you couldn't lock it from the outside or anything. So when I moved in, I never changed my lock because I was such a trusting person, and I just felt like, you know, why would they go into my room and get my and touch my stuff, you know? So we were living together, everything was fine. But I remember that one time the Spanish girl told me that she said to her, not to me, to the Spanish girl, that when I first moved in, she did not like me. No reason why she didn't like me, she just didn't like me. I guess she just didn't like my vibe, or didn't like the fact that I was a black girl and I wasn't ghetto or, you know, problematic or things like that, which they usually think that all of us are, you know. But anyway, so we got along, we started getting along, which was fine. Well, I thought we were getting along the whole time that we lived together, but apparently she didn't get along with me. I just thought, you know, she didn't talk to me that much because she just wasn't a talkative person. And yeah, so I realized that this girl would go into my room whenever I was at work or I wasn't home and try on my wigs and try on my clothes. And how I know that is that I would leave my stuff in one place, and when I come home, it wasn't where I left it. I have a good memory, so I know where I leave my stuff, right? And then one day I came home early. I caught this girl in my room. So she was like, oh, my dog, she had a dog. She was like, oh, my dog ran into your room, so I went to go look for her. Bitch, what do you mean your dog went into my room and you went to go look for her? You could have just called her out. You didn't have to go into my room. So then she was like, oh, so I saw some of your stuff in your room. Is that your voodoo stuff? Bitch. I was like, yeah, and if you go into my room again, I'm gonna put a spell on you. And ever since then, she stopped going into my room, to my knowledge. She stopped going to my room, but then at the end, when I decided, I told her I didn't want to renew the lease with her again, this heifer flipped. I mean, everything went left, to the point where she basically broke, because I ended up putting a key, a lock in my room, because I suspect that she was going into my room when I wasn't home still, even though I did not put the lock until I suspect that she was going into my room, because things was just going missing. Like she was a kleptomania, where she would steal like little things just for shits and giggles, you know. And when I realized that she was continuing to go to my room, I put a lock on the door. But when I decided I didn't want to renew with her anymore, and that's like 3 years maybe into it, I decided I didn't want to renew with her anymore. She ended up breaking my door down to my room, and the cops were called and everything. It was just a big mess. But you know, who does that? If you don't like me, why are you obsessed with me? Because it was giving obsession. Because why are you going to my room and trying on my wigs and my clothes? What is that? You know? So for a group of people who don't like another group of people, they are very obsessed. To me, hate is a very strong emotion. So if you hate someone and you have no reason to hate them, you low-key are obsessed with them. That's all I'm saying about that. But no shade. I have a lot of white people in my family. My sisters are married to white people. We don't have any problem with y'all. It's just y'all that really have a problem with us, which is so weird because you copy everything, like getting a tan and getting braids, putting wigs on, which I don't care about the wigs and all that stuff, but you claim only black people wear wigs, but you low-key want to wear wigs too, which is fine because wigs are for everybody. But you copy everything, but it's the group of people that you hate the most. I don't understand. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense, because people are starting to see that you're more obsessed than hate. You know, it's more of an obsession at this point. So yeah, it's not. At least you guys are not hiding it well enough. You guys are not hiding it well enough that you hate this group of people. You know, and my thing, like what Cat Williams say also, is that, you know, black people have lost their identity. They don't know themselves for real. White people know you, then you know yourself, you know. So a lot of the stuff about like your skin tone and all that stuff, the melanin in your skin, and all of the benefits that black people have, if you really know yourself, you will know. They want that. They envy that, and that is the reason why we're trendsetters. We are, you know, we always start things and it like blossoms and take on all over the world. Everybody admire us in a way, because if the whole world hates this one group of people, to me it's admiration. It's really admiration, because hate is a very strong emotion. So if you hate a group of people, then it really means that you admire them. So yeah, don't take it seriously. Don't. Once they realize you don't take the racism seriously and the things that they say, they get upset. They get even more upset. How dare you not mad that I hate your color, meanwhile I really am obsessed with it, but I hate it, you know. Just watch and you'll see. Anyways, bye y'all. Go ahead and click anywhere in the screen so you can check out my next video. I'll see you there. Bye.